Hello everyone. In this video, we will dive into the self-attention mechanism. Self-attention mechanism is here inside the encoder. In this video, we will discuss first self-attention without the multi-head part. Context is important. We need to see other words to know context. For example, the word bat. It can be the bat flies in the cave or he swings the bat. The word right, turn right, or the right to give opinions, or I am right, you are wrong. Without context, we would not know the meaning of the word for sure. That's why we need self-attention. The intuition of self-attention is as follows. Let's take the bat examples. How can we know which bat refers to which bat? We can know from the connection with other words. The first sentence we can know because of the bat flies, and it is in the cave. The second sentence we can know because of he, which is someone, and swings. There are connections between these words. Another example for the intuition. Given these two sentences, how can we know this it refers to what? For the first sentence, it refers to cup, and the second sentence, it refers to bottle. How can we know? For the first sentence, we know because something is poured into cup until it was full. For the second sentence, we know because something is poured from bottle until it was empty. So there are connections between these words. In self-attention, every word in a sentence is turned into three factors: a query, a key, and a value. These are just different representations of the same word, each serving a different role. To build intuition, suppose we have the sentence, the bat flies in the cave, and we want to understand the word bat. So the query is bat, and the keys are each of other word. The query represents what the current word bat is looking for, in other words. You can think of it as a question like, which words are relevant to me? The keys are representations of all the words in the sentence. Each key competes for attention by being as relevant as possible with the query. The relevancy value between query bat and each key is the attention score. For example, flies and cave might get higher scores because they help clarify that bat refers to an animal, not a baseball bat. The values are the representations of all words, but they contain the actual information we want to aggregate for the next layer or process. Once we know the attention score, we take a weighted combination of their values to be processed further. And we do this process also for other words as query. So, in short, query represents what this word is looking for. Keys represent what every word offers for relevancy matching with the query. Query and keys create attention score. Values are the information that will be gathered from the relevant words to be processed in the next layer. The final representation of a query is a mixture of the values of the words weighted by how well their keys match the query. Now, let's dive into the detail of self-attention. Let's use the Ich habe Hunger example. In self-attention, we need query, key, and value of each of the word. To do this, we first combine all of the word vectors to a matrix. Then, the matrix is multiplied with a query weight matrix for query, a key weight matrix for key, and a value weight matrix for value. These weight matrices are learnable during training. Each weight matrix has size of the length of input vector, in this case 4, by the desired length of query key value, in this example 2. We use matrix calculation instead of vector by vector for parallelization. After we calculate the key, query, and value of each of the words, now it's time for finding the attention between each word to all of other words. First, each query is multiplied with the respective transposed key. This is same as the dot product between query and key, which is the similarity between the two vectors. We can see this similarity as the connection between the two words. Then, since the length of vector can affect the dot product value, the results are normalized with the root value of the query or key vector length, in this case 2. Then, softmax for each word. These softmax values describe how strong is the attention between the words. Then this softmax is multiplied with the value vectors, and then the results are added together. The final result is the vector for each word, where the context has been added to it.